Yep, Henderson joins the Ravens. Wow. All right. That's crazy. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah, breaking news. Trey Henderson has joined the Baltimore Ravens. What is going to happen with Max Crosby, man? What is going to happen with Max Crosby? I'm interested to see what happens with Max Crosby, man. If you knew the Ravens have signed Trey Henderson, he is joining the Ravens. So he's not an option. You still got Bradley Chubb out there. Um, I would love to get Max Crosby. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I don't believe these reports. I think these reports are bullcrap. I mean, how does a guy who tore his meniscus? You're telling me he had his surgery done and he's supposed to be hurt? I don't believe that bullshit, man, one bit. I think that he's fine. I think the Ravens are scumbags. I really do. I think their ownership don't know what the fuck they're doing. I mean, they signed a 31-year-old over a 28-year-old. Man, they have got they look how many players they literally let go, and then the way they just back out of the trade, it's crazy. They're literally ruining their franchise, man. They're really ruining their franchise, and you know it's gonna be interesting what they do. So yeah, Trey Henderson is out of here. He's going to the Ravens. Interesting, and they still got two first round picks. So they can still make moves, man. They still can make moves. They still have two first round picks. I think they're gonna use those picks. They have to use those picks now for draft picks. Everybody talk about AJ Brown. I think the Ravens need to draft well because they lost a lot of players. You know. So yeah, Trey Henderson is no longer on the market. He's in Baltimore. He's gonna sign a 3 year. What does it say? According to Ian Rappaport, he's signing a 3 year deal. And yeah, Trey Henderson's gone. And you know what? Yeah, Ravens defense and Trey Henderson, a 4 year deal. Wow, 4 year. Why would you sign? I mean, the Ravens are stupid. I'm sorry. A 31-year-old, you signed it to a 4 year deal. I'm sorry, he's not worth a 4 year deal. Absolutely fucking not, man. That's way too much. Let me get this straight. You won't trade for Max Crosby, who's it, but you'll trade for the Ravens are a horrible franchise. I'm sorry. The way they're doing Lamar Jackson is bad, man. Ravens signed him to a 4 year, $112 million guaranteed deal. Wow. Okay. All right. Wow. Wow. If you're just joining us, the Ravens have signed Trey Henderson to a 4 year. 4 year. Wow. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, he's overpaid me. He's overpaid, man. We got to see what happens with Max Crosby. They do got two first round picks. I'm interested to see what they do, man. They do need a receiver, bro. They do need a receiver, but I think they're going to use those picks for draft picks. They had to. They lost a lot in free agency. Saying the Baltimore Ravens again signed a Trey Henderson to a 4 year deal. That's ridiculous, man. I'm sorry, he's not worth that. The Ravens Trey Henderson agreed to a 4 year, $112 million contract. Henderson stays in the AFC North and now will be facing Joe Burrow. Imagine you're Joe Burrow, man, and you got to face your former team, bro. Like that is like he literally went to the ops, and you know what? If you're Joe Burrow, you went from Max Crosby to Trey Henderson. You got to face. I mean, I don't know which one's worse, bro. I don't know which one's worse. I'm interested to see what Max Crosby is, man. I would love to see him in Philadelphia, man. Him with Jalen Carter would be a very effective, dominant defense, man. I think Howard Rosen will make a play or on a pass rusher. I think we're going to either get a pass rusher or a safety today. I think that we still need to make moves. I think that you maybe need another tight end. Trading this in a 4 year deal, yeah, that's overpaid. A 4 year deal worth $120 million with the Ravens. Why? That is such an overpaid player, man. Ravens include $60 million fully guaranteed, a $20 million.
A choice on Friday afternoon.
Wow. Let me load this down.
You can have Trey Hendricks.
That's crazy. A $60 million fully guaranteed, $20 million signing bonus for 8, 10, 12, 14 sacks. He is 31 years old. What are they doing, man? Why would you pay? So let me get this straight. You traded two first round picks for Crosby, who's 28, but you'll spend money on a 31-year-old for a 4 year deal worth up to $120 million with a Ravens include a 60 million fully guaranteed, a 20 million signing bonus. Yeah, that's way too much, man. Trey Henderson is not worth a 4-year deal, 112 mil. I'm sorry, he's not. And the Ravens, to me, if it comes out that Max Crosby, the situation was bogus, they're gonna lose picks. I trust and believe that. You know what I'm saying? But why would the Ravens, like, the Ravens make bad decisions? That is a horrible contract, man. 31 years old, and he's getting paid 120 million. Ravens include a 60 million fully guaranteed and 20 million signing bonus for 8 and 10 and 12, 14 sack per season. Also gets additional 50,000 for each threshold he meets. Wow. Yeah. I'm sorry. There's no way in hell Max Crosby is worth a 4-year deal. No way. I'm sorry, not 4-year. I'm Max Crosby. Excuse me. Trey Henderson is not worth a 4-year deal. I'm sorry. He's not worth that. Wow. Okay. That's how we started, man. So yeah, Trey Henderson is off the board. Not off the board. Off the free agency market. He's going to Baltimore, and I don't know, man. I would have never paid him a 4-year deal. I'm sorry. Trey Henderson, a 4-year deal up to worth 120 million is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense, man. You know what I'm saying? For a 31-year-old, you're paying him over 120 million with the Ravens include a 60 million like that. So you're paying him 120 million with include a 60 million bonus and a fully guaranteed 20 million signing bonus. So you're paying him 120 million with include 60 million fully guaranteed and 20 million in signing bonus. That's insane, bro. I'm sorry, that's fucking insane. That's insane, bro. He's not worth that. I'm sorry. If the Eagles did that, I'd be pissed off. I'd be pissed off. You know what I'm saying? For a 31-year-old, I mean, he better produce, bro, because that's a lot of money. A lot of money. So how old is Trey Henderson? Isn't he 31 years old? I think he's 30 years old, right? If he's 31 years old, why would the Ravens, that's just bad business. I'm sorry. Let me look it up, bro. Trey Henderson is 31 years old, isn't he not? Yeah, I think he's around his 30s. Let me see. He's 36 years old, man. No way. No way. No way. No, that can't be right, man. No, that gotta be a different Trey Henderson. If he is 36, why would you pay a 36-year-old 120 million in a 4-year deal, man? Holy shit! I didn't even know he was that bad. He's 36 years old, bruh. He's 36 years old. What the fuck, man? Why would you pay a guy that much, man? A 36-year-old, bruh. 36 years old. What are we doing? What just happened to my fucking laptop? Alright, my laptop just turned off. I don't know what's wrong with it. Trey Henderson is 36 years old, and the Ravens paid him 4-year, 112 in guaranteed, over 120 million, and a 20 million bonus. What the hell, man? I'm sorry, he's not worth that much, man. A 36-year-old, you're paying him over 4 years? 4 years? He literally robbed the Ravens, man. You were better off just keeping Max Crosby and just letting him get healthy at that point. Like, I would have just kept Max Crosby and just kept him on the bench until he got healthy. Like, why would the Ravens... Like, see, if I was the Ravens, man, and he wasn't healthy, I'd be like, okay. But when he gets back, he's going to be a difference maker. Like, I would have never got rid of him. Like, if I was the Ravens GM, I would have sat him down and say, hey, listen, we're going to make sure you get healthy, and when you're healthy, you're going to be back on the field with us, man. There'd been no point of us getting ready. Look at that, man. I mean, it makes no sense, bro. Like, the Ravens paid Trey Henderson a 4-year, 112 million deal. NFL Network, Ian Rappaport was reported. That's insane. He's not worth that, bro. I'm sorry. I see a signing the tight end. We signed the tight end yesterday. I think we're going to go after an edge rusher. I can see a situation where Max Crosby goes to Philly. I can see a situation. I can see a situation, man. Because to me, it's like, Howie Roseman knows a lot about meniscus injuries. I mean, Landon Dixon had one. So, you can't tell me that Howie Roseman has not investigated. I just got a gut feeling that Max Crosby could go to Philadelphia. I could see that happening. That would be a Howie Roseman move right there. You know, you need edgers. Listen, you lost Jalen Phillips, you lost Trey Henderson. Trey Henderson was reported by the Eagles who were interested in him. Now, I don't think they wanted to pay him a 4-year deal, but they were very high up on Trey Henderson in phrasing to the Ravens, gave him a lot more money, which is ridiculous how much they paid him. A 4-year, $112 million? No, thank you. And he's 36 years old, and he has a $20 million bonus guaranteed, over $40 million per year. No, I can't do. I see that. That to me is bad business. You know what I'm saying? If I'm the Eagles, right, I would trade Nolan Smith and maybe a second round pick to go get Max Crosby. I wouldn't even trade Nolan Smith because I don't know how healthy he is. I don't think the Ravens the Raiders have leverage. Like I was watching Raiders podcasters yesterday, and they over there talk about the Raiders should trade for Jalen Carter in the first round. You're not getting no Jalen Carter for no Max Crosby, bro. Like like these Raider fans think that they have leverage, and the truth is they don't. Max Crosby has no leverage at all. The Raiders have no leverage in the Max Crosby trade. They're done. You know what I'm saying? Either you're going to let him on your roster, which it's impossible because the Raiders need to get rid of him because all the money they spent, they need to be able to pay these guys. If they keep them on a roster, it's going to affect them, and they're going to have to let go some of these guys. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be really hard to pay everyone. They paid a lot of players, so they need to trade them. If I'm the Raiders, I mean, you know, give me a second round pick for Max Crosby. You know what I mean? Give me a second round pick. You know, because you have to lower it, especially if he's injured. And doctors are saying he might not be back into July. No one's going to pay no 2 first-round picks for no Max Crosby. No one's going to do that. No business GM is going to pay a 2 first-round picks for a guy that's going to be sitting out until July. Okay? That's not going to be ready in probably into week 4 of the NFL season. Okay? So, again, we got to understand that if you're the Eagles, right, you let Max Crosby come here, let him get healthy, and when he's ready to play, listen, you get a game changer. You get a guy. But to me, I'm not trading 2 first-round picks. I wouldn't even trade Nolan Smith to them. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't trade anybody to him. I would give him a second-round pick and say, here's what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you a second-round pick, and that's it. Take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying? I'll even throw a third round. I'll throw in Keelan Ringo for free. Okay? Or even the Cindy Brown. Okay? Just for additional. I mean, for spicing it up. I don't know if it would spice it up, but I'm just saying. Like, to me, it's like no one is paying 2 first-round picks for a guy that's not going to be healthy, right? If I'm paying 2 first-round picks, I'm paying for a guy that's going to be starting day 1 of the regular season. If Max Crosby is reported that he's not fully healthy, who's paying 2 first-round picks? An idiot would have to do that, and Howie ain't no idiot. So, you know, there might be some sucker that will pay 2 first-round picks. Hey, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. Personally, I wouldn't go after Max Crosby for 2 first-round picks. I think a second-round pick should do it. I'm throwing a second-round pick, right? Because a second-round pick will at least give them some leverage maybe, but not really, right? Maybe a late second-round pick. I'll throw in a late second-round pick. Maybe a late third-round pick. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Max Crosby is worth 2 first-round picks. And anybody who thinks he's worth Jalen Carter and 2 first-round picks, like a Raiders podcaster yesterday, I'm hearing them talk about, let's go get Jalen Carter and 2 first-round. If I'm the Raiders, I ask Howie for Jalen Carter. You ain't getting no Jalen Carter for no Max Crosby. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Who's going to give you Max Crosby for Jalen Carter? What sense would that make for us? Because if I'm adding Max Crosby, I'm adding him to play with Jalen Carter. I'm not subtracting him. So then I lose a defense. Nah, man, I'm good with that one, bro. Howie would not pull that move at all, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe the rumors that he also offered Jalen Carter for Max Crosby. I think that he offered probably Nolan Smith to them. Because let's be real, you can't pay everybody. And Nolan Smith, I think, is the odd one out. I would trade Nolan Smith for Max Crosby. Straight up, I would. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Nolan Smith has lived up to what he is. And I like Nolan Smith. But, you know, you got to make some sacrifices, right? You cannot keep everybody. And to me, you know, I think your futures are Jalen Carter and Jalen Hunt. And if I could get a Max Crosby who can replace that, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Absolutely, 100% I will. You know what I'm saying? I think Nolan Smith is a liability, honestly, on his defense. I don't think that I don't think he's going to have any, like, to me, it's like, where's he going to play? Where's he going to play? You know what I'm saying? So you're going to give him a chance to play some more. And yeah, you know, it might suck for him to go to the Raiders. And yeah, people might not like that. But at the end of the day, we're going to give him a best chance to go succeed somewhere else where he's able to be a full-time starter and have a chance to flourish. Where in Philadelphia, he's going to be taking snaps from guys like Jalen Hunt. And If you go get Max Crosby, you keep Nolan Smith on the roster. Well, now you're in a situation where, you know, he's not going to get that much playing time. So to me, if I'm the Eagles, I would ship Nolan Smith to the Raiders from straight up from Max Crosby, a player swap. I wouldn't even throw a first round pick. I wouldn't even throw a second. I'd just switch him out. Right, you get a younger player that's going to come in there and be a younger. Maybe he can be, what Max Crosby was for the Raiders, and get a young player, right? Because we're in a winning championship mode. You know what I'm saying? I love Nolan Smith, but it's a business at the end of the day. And what to me is, if you can get a Max Crosby with this defense, I don't think you miss a beat without Nolan Smith. I don't. I don't think Nolan Smith provides anything. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people love Nolan Smith, and I love Nolan Smith's passion, but to me, if I have to choose between Jalen Carter or Nolan Smith that I'd rather sign Jalen Carter. I'd rather sign Jalen Hunt. Like I'd throw a Cindy Brown in the mix, get him up out of here because he stinks. He's trash. So I've been telling people he was trash. I'm not overpaying for a 30-year-old. Absolutely not. The Ravens overpay for Henderson. A full year, $112 million is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. No one is paying a full year, $112 million for a 36-year-old pass rusher that hasn't been healthy for 2 straight years, man. That's ridiculous. And that's bad business in my opinion. Because who is giving him full, and then he's a fully guaranteed too. I think he has $20 million fully guaranteed bonus. Come on, man, that's way too much. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think Howie. I think Howie Roseman needs a pass rusher, and I think the Eagles are going to go after. I think they might make a play for Max Crosby. Do not say they won't. The Eagles have shown that they were willing to give up a lot for Micah Parsons. You know what I'm saying? They're shown they've been trying to go get Myles Garrett. Do not be surprised that they go get Max Crosby today. I would not be shocked. Max Crosby said he would love to play in Philadelphia. Hey, bro, come to Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? I think that we're more of a championship team than the Ravens. I'm sorry. I don't think he would win shit with the Ravens. He has the best shot winning in Philadelphia than he does with the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? He would bring that Chris Long pedigree that we have not seen in a while, man. Like Chris Long and Max Crosby are similar players to me. They both bring that aggression, edge, rushing attitude. I love that about them, man. I love that about them. I love his pass rush ability, man. That's just my opinion, bro. I think that Max Crosby is not worth 2 first-round picks, and I would not pay him 2 first-round picks. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Yes, my room is messy a little bit. I got to clean that up. Sorry about that. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm not overpaying for a 30-year-old. Absolutely not. Hell no. I'm not paying. Listen, the Ravens overpaid for Henderson. A 36-year-old is now a full year, $112 million at 50. I think a $20 million guaranteed bonus and $120 guaranteed. Nah, that's way too much, man. That's way too much for a 36-year-old, bro. I'm sorry. It's okay to play players, but when you are paying guys like that's bad business. And the Ravens do not know how to do good business. That's why they're in a bad situation right now. You know what I'm saying? That's why they lost all the players. They didn't understand that when Max Crosby, they backed out of Max Crosby. They forgot their free agents, all of them left. Like, they should have never did that. I would have kept Max Crosby on the roster. I would have kept Max Crosby on the roster. I would have never got rid of him when I was the Ravens. I would have let him get healthy. Right? You acting like this guy is not ever going to play a football game. So I would have kept him on the roster and let him get healthy, right? Because then you can use those, then you can just go into the season and say, listen, Max Crosby's on the roster, and when he's healthy, he's going to be a difference maker for us. Why would you send him back? See, that to me is losing mentality. And now you fucked your team because now you have the 2 first-round picks, where it's like, you don't have a pass rusher now. Now you do with a 36-year-old Henderson, but I'm sorry, a 28-year-old Max Crosby is better than Henderson, me. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. I think the Eagles should go and make a play for Max Crosby. I would go get Max Crosby. That's what I'd do. Or I would go get Jaquan Brisker out of the Bears. I would love to see what he can do with Makuba on the other side. Ooh, that would be nasty. I love Makuba. I love Brisker coming out of Penn State. I was always a big Brisker coming out of Penn State. I like his physical ability. Not physical ability. His physical, he's so physical, man. He's a physical, dominant hitter. He loves hitting, and that's the type of safety I like. I like those type of safeties, man. I don't like these safeties that, are afraid to hit. I like motherfuckers that want to punch people in their mouth. You know what I'm saying? Not overextending like a Sidney Brown, but a guy that knows how to be disciplined. And Brisker, to me, could be your future long-term safety. I could see that. You know what I'm saying? Now, Woolen, probably not. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he's a 1 year deal, but I can see a Briscoe on a 2-3 year deal. You know, see, he's still only 25 years old, and you know if you can get him on a discount, that's fine. But I would pay him a 2-3 year deal. I think he's worth it. Yeah, we got 4 people in the chat. Hit that like button, subscribe, man. Appreciate you for coming on, man. So yeah, if you haven't heard, Max Crosby, the trade was backed out yesterday, and also Trey Henderson is going to the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens have signed Trey Henderson to a 4 year, 100,000, guaranteed contract worth 20 million, and I think 22 fully guaranteed in extension. Yeah, it's crazy, and I think he's the highest paid Too much, man. It's too much. I don't think a 36-year-old should get that much, man. But Trey Henderson got the bag, and you know what? Now the Eagles still need a passer. You still got Bradley Chubb out there, a guy that Fangio knows very well. You still got a Max. Listen, I think the Eagles are in play for a Max Crosby trade. I could see it. I could see a trade happening. I really do, because I think the Eagles have the ammo to do it. You know, you still got compensation picks that you got back. You know what I'm saying? I could see you still got a first-round pick this year. You know, I wouldn't give a first-round pick for Max Crosby. I'm a straight up. If I'm the Eagles, I would offer at least maybe a late second-round pick. I'm not offering 2 first-round picks. Not after the injury concern. I think that makes the Ravens. I think the Ravens are in no control of demanding anything, right? If you want this player out of here, then you're going to take this pick, and you're going to like it. You know, so I don't think they have anything to negotiate. What are they going to say? Oh, we want him around. Keep him on your roster. You know what I'm saying? No one is worried about it. But I don't think the Raiders want him on the roster. I think they want to get him off their books because they want to go sign their players. They signed a lot of free agents, and they don't have enough cap space to fill every position. You know, every contract that they just got in free agency, plus keep Max Crosby on the roster. They're going to be over cap with cap hell and stuff like that. And Max Crosby has a lot of guaranteed money, so they have to sort that out. And to me, if you're the Raiders, right? If the Eagles call you and they offer you a second-round pick, I'd do it. It's better than what you're going to get for him, honestly. And a guy coming off an injury, at least you're going to get a late second-round pick. I consider doing it, man. I would. You know what I'm saying? The Raiders fans are funny as hell, thinking that, you know, I saw a Raiders YouTuber tell me, was saying in chat, oh, if I'm the Eagles, I give up Jalen Carter in the second-round pick. Well, who? What the fuck do we look like giving up Jalen Carter for Max Crosby? These Packer fans and Raider fans got their head fucked up, man. Just because we're listening to calls for Jalen Carter does not mean we're going to trade him. We were listening to calls for A.J. Brown. You don't see him getting shopped yet, right? So again, if you think A.J. Brown is child's play, what we're asking for, what do you think we're asking for Jalen Carter for? We're going to rob your whole freaking team. Packer fans think they're going to get Max Crosby. A deal is going to be done. I heard Packer fans say they're making moves to go get Jalen Carter. Why would we trade y'all Jalen Carter, man? Don't you have Micah Parsons? Like it makes no sense. We're going to extend Jalen Carter. He's not getting traded, man. Like, the whole stupid rumors makes no sense at all. It makes no sense financially. You weaken your position. How do you get better by trading a guy like that? You don't. And I don't think the Eagles are that stupid to do it, man. The Packer fans need to go lay down. Go lay down, cheeseheads. You're not getting Jalen Carter. You're not getting nobody from us. I guarantee you right now, you're not getting Jalen Carter. You're not. And I'll put money on it. And I don't have any money, but I'll put money on it just because I have confidence that you're not getting Jalen Carter. It's not happening. It's not happening unless we get a lot for him. And I mean a lot. I mean, it would make Jalen Ramsey's trade look child's play. The fuck we would got back for him. You know what I'm saying? That's how good he is. I'm not trading a dominant pass rusher for what? To the Packers. They got no first round picks. They got nothing to offer, man. The Packers have no leverage at all. They don't got no first round picks. They think that they are allowed to get anybody who they want, and they forgot who Howard Roseman is. You know what I'm saying? They think that John Robinson is their GM. They forgot who Howard Roseman is, man. A genius, man. A guy that likes to rob teams, man. So, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure the Eagles are listening to every call for every player. Sure, if someone called off for Devontae Smith, I'm sure Howard Roseman would listen. That doesn't mean they're going to trade him. Howie listens to every call. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure when Jordan Davis got the bag, everybody thought Jalen Carter was available. He's not getting traded. He's not. That is a future player. We're going to keep him long term. You have to win by having a defense, a pass rush on your team. And if you lose that, you don't have a pass rush. Your corners are the ones again targeted. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry, I don't think that people understand how. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Carter is a difference maker. You know what I'm saying? He's someone said that on TikTok. I had to react to him that I would trade Jalen Carter because he's a 15-yard penalty machine and he's a distraction. I keep him over. I keep Davis over Jomo. Well, you're an idiot because Jomo's not better than fucking Carter. You're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Crazy shit that I hear, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, because he spit on Dak Prescott. Fuck Dak Prescott. How about that one? How about that one? I don't give a shit about him. I'm not overpaying for a 30 guard. I'm not overpaying for nobody. I think the Eagles are in a great. Listen, the Eagles are in a great situation right now. Like we are in a good situation. Even if we don't get Max Crosby, you can go and draft a guy like, the Miami Hurricanes pass rusher. What's his name? What's the guy's name? What's his name? Bain, whatever his name is, from the pass rusher from the Hurricanes. I like him. I think he would be a good pass rusher. You know, they're saying his arms are small too. He's small, this and that. Again, these experts think they know it all. They don't. They don't. This guy could turn out to be another great player like a Jalen Carter, who everybody didn't want. It's funny. Everybody wants him now, but they didn't want him in draft day. Make sense for me. You know, oh, he's going to be a criminal and all that shit. Now everybody wants to trade for him. The Bears are interested in Jalen Carter now. You just didn't want to draft him. You know what I'm saying? If I was Jalen Carter, I'd say, fuck you. I don't want to go to you. You know what I'm saying? Why would the Eagles trade? It makes no sense, honestly. I can never see the Eagles trading Jalen Carter. It would make no sense financially. You don't benefit off it. You don't. You don't benefit. All you do is weaken your position. And it makes no sense. The Ravens really got Henderson. Yeah, but they overpaid for him, bro. They signed him to a 4-year deal. You were better off just keeping Max Crosby on your roster, who's a 28-year-old. Like, think about it. You have no free agents. All your free agents that you have officially off your team. You got 2 first-round picks. What are you going to do with those 2 first-round picks? No one is better than Max Crosby. Those 2 first-round picks, honestly, are not better than anything that you have in the draft that's even close to Max Crosby. So, again, the Ravens did not get better today. I don't think so. I think they did. I think they made a mistake. I would have kept Max Crosby. I would have kept Max Crosby on that roster. I would have let him get healthy. That's what I do. If the team doctor said he wasn't healthy, cool. We're going to keep him on the roster, and then when he gets healthy, he'll play. That's it. Like, why does everybody have to make everything difficult? Right? I would have never sent him back. I would say, okay, he's not healthy. He failed his physical exam. Cool. We're going to keep him on the roster. We're going to let him get healthy. Put him on IR. Let him redshirt him for a while. And then when he's ready to play, he'll be playing. Why trade a guy like that? Makes no sense. The Ravens are horrible. And they've done this many times. Their franchise is a joke. You know what I'm saying? That's why no teams want to trade for them and trade with them. And honestly, it's bad for business. Because let's say some other team trades for a guy like that, and like a Max Crosby, and he goes out there and plays right away, they're going to lose picks. And they better hope another team does not have a doctor that says, oh no, he's fully healthy, because they'll make him look bad. You know, and that's what they better hope. They better hope that they were right. That doctor was fully right, that he wasn't healthy. Because if they come out and they don't look like they knew what the hell they were doing, and that other doctor from another team doctor says, hey, listen, he's healthy, he's ready to go, the NFL's going to step in. And they're going to lose picks. And they're going to lose that first-round pick immediately. Because that means you were trying to back out a trade when you didn't need to back out a trade, which is against the rules. You can't unless you do it, unless you have a purpose of doing it. If you back out a trade, it means something went wrong. But if you're doing it because you want to be a fucking asshole, no, I think you need to be punished for that. I really do. Because that's disgraceful. And you fuck everybody else too. Because the teams that wanted to trade for Max Crosby, you screwed them. You screwed them. So that hurts their team too, which is not fair, honestly. You know, and I think the NFL should not allow that. That if they do that, then other teams are going to start thinking that's okay too. You know, and I don't think that's right. I mean, think about all these other teams that wanted Max Crosby. And then the Ravens say, oh, we're going to trade 2 first-round picks for Max Crosby. And then they end up sending them back and there was nothing wrong with them. I would be pissed if I was a GM on the other team. I could have had Max Crosby. That could have been my team having him. But you wanted to take him, and then you didn't even want him, and you wanted the two. Like, that's just playing games. And I just don't think that's cool. I don't think that's cool at all, man. I don't think that's cool. And I think that's corny as hell, and I think that's goofy shit. I don't understand how a team would do that if they did do it. Now again, we got to see. But again, if I'm Howie Roseman, I take a chance on him. You know what I'm saying? What more than piss off a Ravens fan? Matter of fact, piss off a Cowboys fan. Could you imagine Eagles trade for Max Crosby and Cowboy fans lose their fucking mind? Oh my God. Could you imagine the Cowboy fans all year, last year they tell them Max Crosby, and they don't get him, and the Eagles end up getting him. That would be the funniest shit ever. And then the thing is, we don't even give up a first round pick, we give up a measly third rounder. I'm just saying, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man. The Ravens really got Henderson low. You see that? Yeah, I see he got overpaid. I'm cool with Henderson, bro. I'm cool on Henderson. I don't want a 36-year-old on my football team. He reminds me of Ryan Kerrigan. He reminds me of the situation when we signed Ryan Kerrigan. Remember when we signed Ryan Kerrigan and I said don't do it? He reminds me of a Ryan Kerrigan. If you don't know who Ryan Kerrigan was, well, you better go look him up. We signed him from the Washington, whatever their name was, and it was a disaster. And I told every Eagle fan, I said, this guy's not going to pan out. And they told me, oh, you're wrong. He's going to be great. And I said, no, he wasn't. I'm the one to predict that. No one else. Everybody was hyped about Ryan Kerrigan going to Philly. I said this was going to be a horrible move. He is going to be horrible for the Ravens. I don't think he's going to play more than 4 years. I think he's going to be injured. And I think they're going to screw themselves. And I think the Ravens should have better off kept Max Crosby on that roster because he's younger and he has more years ahead than a 36-year-old. How many more years are a 36-year-old going to play? Unless your name is BG, I don't see you playing more than 4 to 5 more years, man. I'm just being real with you. I don't see you playing more than 4 to 5 years. If Trey Henderson can stay healthy, great. But how many more years is he going to give you? He's 36 years old. The lifespan of an NFL edge rusher in the NFL is more likely about what? 36 years old? 38 years old? Maybe at close at 39? You know what I'm saying? I mean, how many more years is he going to play before his body gives up? And then you're in dead cap hill because all that money that you gave him, he's going to end up retiring early or something like that. Like, that's what the Ravens better hope. They better hope they give him to a contract where they can get out of it. Because sometimes when you give players overpaid, you overpay for players, man. They end up costing you a cap hill, man. You know, and the Ravens can't afford that right now. They're in a situation themselves. They don't need another situation like that. You know, they got to pay Lamar Jackson. They're in a situation. They better hope Trey Henderson works out, man. I would have never paid him a 4-year deal. If I was any team, I said, no, you're taking a 1-year deal. Because eventually that player's going to have to lower his deal. Listen, if you kept on telling Trey Henderson he was going to take a 1 year, eventually he would have taken a 1-year deal. I truly believe it. You never give a player leverage, man. A 36-year-old, I'm not paying you a 4-year deal. What do I look like? You're not 26 years old. I'd rather go sign Jaquan. If I was the Ravens, I would go get Jaquan Brisker for a 4-year deal than go get a 36-year-old. What? I'd rather draft one. I'd rather draft one and develop him, or I would call up the Eagles and go get Nolan Smith for a 25-year-old and give them 2 first-round picks before I trade for I sign Trey Henderson to a 4-year deal. If I was the Ravens, I would trade for Nolan Smith over going to get a Trey Henderson. That's what I'd do. But, you know, that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. Like, I think a number 1 pick would have gotten Nolan Smith out of Philadelphia. I really do. I don't think the Eagles value Nolan Smith like a lot of people do. I really don't. I think Nolan Smith, if you give us a number 1 pick, I promise you Howie Roseman would deal him. I really do. Even 1 first-round pick, I think he would be gone. Because I think we have too much to sign. Then he's injured. We had Curse, and y'all bought him. You mean Free Curse? I love Javon Curse, man. Yeah, that dude was a dog, bro. Man, Javon Curse was a monster. He was a monster, bro. I wish he won a Super Bowl with us, bro. No, I'm saying Free Curse was a monster. Dude was a menace. He was a menace. I don't know what's wrong with my internet. It does dumb shit. I swear to God it does. Alright, let me restart this shit. This fucking... This shit's annoying. Every time. Yeah. Hit that like button. Appreciate y'all. We had Curse and y'all bought him and then injured. Yeah. Oh, I don't know what you want me to say, bro. Say Max Crosby going to be expensive. I don't think we going to get him. I don't know about that one. I don't think Max. I mean, what would you give up for Max Crosby? If he's not healthy, I'm sorry. What teams are like? If you're a team, would you give up 2 first-round picks for Max Crosby? I wouldn't. Why would you give up two? Like, if a GM does that, then they're dumb. Because I'm sorry, Max Crosby is not worth a 2 first-round picks. He's not. I don't think the rate. I wouldn't say that. Paper chase. I don't think Max Crosby has any. I don't think the Rays have any leverage anymore. I think that leverage is gone since they with the Ravens situation. I think teams are now going to say, "Hey, listen, we're not giving you a first-round pick. We don't know how his health is." Now there could be a team, maybe out of nowhere we don't see like a team that say, "Hey, listen, we don't care about his health. We need a passer like that." Maybe they do give up on a first-round pick, but I don't see how we doing that. There's no one team that is contending that's giving up 2 first-round picks for a guy that can't stay healthy. Absolutely not. And if he's not fully healthy, and they're saying reports that he's not going to be healthy, and the Ravens doctor's saying that he was going to be out until July, or not July. They're saying he's going to be out into probably what March, not March. What is it? I'm sorry, October. They were saying he was going to be out to October, November. Then I'm sorry that I'm not giving them 2 first-round picks. Absolutely freaking not. You know what I'm saying? That's way too much. I'm sorry. For a guy that's going to be out for most of the season, that's going to be recovering and going to be on my bench, I can't do that, bro. I can't. You know what I'm saying? Then he got to go somewhere else. So good luck with other teams trying to pay you that, because I don't think the Rays got any leverage. I don't. I think they need to get rid of him, and I think they need to get rid of him fast. And I think they need to be honest with a team. Hey, there's nothing wrong with him. Okay, if that's the truth, then why were the Ravens speculating that there was something wrong with him? What is going on? Like, first these GMs need to decide, is there something wrong with him? Because why was the Ravens hesitate to give Max Crosby back immediately? You never seen that. You don't see that often, where a trade happens and they suddenly give him back. There's something that's behind the scenes. Is the Raiders saying something they're not saying to other teams? Not saying to other teams. Are they keeping something from other teams that they're not telling them? Because if that's the case, then I'm not trading for Max Crosby at all. Because if you want to be shady and you're not being honest with me as a GM, why would I risk those picks where only I'm going to have to send them back? You know what I'm saying? And you got to be careful with some of these teams. We saw that with the Ravens. And, the Ravens have been they can't be trusted. Look what they did with Jai Alexander. They send him to us, and then he retires out of nowhere. Like, they can't be trusted either. I would not be shocked if the Ravens were fucking scumbags and say, you know what? Fuck this Max Crosby trade. We just want to piss off other teams. We want to be douchebags. We're going to trade for him. Oh, by the way, psych. We're going to get our first-round picks back. We're going to send them back to the Rays so we can just laugh at them. Like, I could see something similar like that where they just fucking dupe everybody for just they want to be dicks. And if that's the case, then I think that you need to start getting their picks away from them. I think you need to start taking their picks away from them. And I think you got to give it to the Raiders for that. Because the Raiders deserve those first-round picks. If you're going to screw them, then they should be able to screw you and make you suffer. I'm sorry. Like, for imagine the teams that were lined up. Like, they said the Cowboys were close to trading for Max Crosby, and then the Ravens took him. The Raiders should deserve that first-round pick that the Ravens have. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it should be that way. Is Sony Styles him? I think he's a good player. I don't know too much about him. I mean, I don't think we're going to draft a linebacker. I don't. I think he's a linebacker. We don't need a linebacker. I tell you one thing: if we don't get a safety, do not be surprised. I've said it before. Don't be surprised if Caleb Downs becomes an Eagle. You heard it first. Do not be surprised the Eagles go after Caleb Downs. The guys that we don't think of are the guys the Eagles go after. We have not drafted a safety in the first round. That could change, man. That definitely could change. Because honestly, Caleb Downs is your best safety in this draft. If he falls, if there's rumors that he's falling because of injury too, man, I don't care if it's the first round. I'm taking a chance on him. I'm just going to send him on that bench. I'm sitting him on that bench and let him get healthy. Because when he's ready to play with Kuba, shit. I think you got your future safety, bro. I'm telling you right now. I think you need a safety. And I would not mind going out and moving up in the draft to get a guy like Caleb Downs, man. I think that he's a captain on their defense. And I think he would be that Malcolm Jenkins type role safety. We haven't had that in a while. You know, so we haven't had that Brian Dawkins, Malcolm Jenkins type safety. We've had guys that we thought could be like a Kayvon Wallace was turned out to be a joke. And the Sidney Brown that we all knew was a joke. You know, so I think you need to get a safety that could be like a Malcolm Jenkins type safety where he can be that. I mean, if you can get that on that defense with Vic Fit, I would love to see, like, if I could go back, I would love to see what Malcolm Jenkins, the young Malcolm Jenkins, would do with a Vic Fangio defense. Like, just imagine how good he would be. Like, I would love to see what old players would look like Malcolm Jenkins in 2014 would look like on Vic Fangio defense right now with a Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. Like, could you imagine that? Like I would love to see what a young Malcolm Jenkins would have looked like. It would have been very cool to see, but you know, unfortunately, you can't go back to the old. You know, you can't go back and you can't take the prime players and put them on this team. That would be awesome. I would love to see what a Malcolm Jenkins would have did with the Fangio defense, especially young Malcolm Jenkins, like the one we had when Chip Kelly was a head coach when he picked up Brady. And when we got him, man, you put him on that Fangio defense, bro. Shit. He's old, no. What are you talking about? He's old. I'm talking about the young. I'm talking about if you go back. No, what I'm saying is not that Malcolm Jenkins now. I'm talking about the Malcolm Jenkins. Like if you go back and time travel back to go get Malcolm Jenkins out of his prime, and you put him on this Eagles defense right now, I would love to see what he would have done. That's what I'm talking about. Now, I'm not talking about the Malcolm Jenkins now. Hell no, I don't want to bet. Nah, Malcolm Jenkins is not playing football. That's not what I'm talking about, bro. Chill out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that crazy, bro. I'm not talking about the Malcolm Jenkins now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, 120 million, 60 million guaranteed. Why? Why would the Ravens, like, the Ravens are a stupid fucking franchise, man. That is crazy. That is crazy, bro. All that, you lose all these free agents just to pay for a 36-year-old. Oh my God. Yo, if you're Lamar Jackson, man, I would ask for a trade, bro. I'm seriously would ask for a trade. I would not mind Lamar asking for a trade, honestly. Because Lamar deserves better, bro. Like, I had my issues with Lamar. I think that he chokes the playoff games. But, my God, they're not giving him help, man. Like, they're not giving him a defense at all. They are literally stripping him away. And you got to feel bad for Burrow, man. Like, you went from not have to deal with Crosby to not have to deal with your former teammate that was on your team at one point. Like, Burrow got to be shaking in his boots. He got to deal with Myles Garrett in his division. Think about it. He got Myles Garrett. He got to deal with Henderson. And now he got to deal with, who else the other guy is? TJ Watt? Shit. I feel bad for Joe Burrow, man. They're about to fuck him up. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he went from not have to deal with Max Crosby. I mean, imagine Joe Burrow have to sit there and watch a Max Crosby trade. And then Max Crosby trade ended up being non-existent. And then you hear, by the way, the Ravens signed Henderson. And you're like, oh my, I went from one nightmare to another. You know, it's crazy. I feel bad for Joe Burrow, man. I think Joe Burrow should ask for a trade, honestly. I don't know if the Bengals granted, but I think Joe Burrow got to get the fuck out of Cincinnati, bro. They're going to kill his career. I mean, he's already coming off 2 knee injuries before. He came off 2 injuries. He's already had 2 ACL injuries. So, I mean, you know, it's crazy. Trey Henderson, a 4-year deal. Worth of 120 million with the Ravens includes 60 million fully guaranteed and 20 million signing bonus. Holy shit. Okay. Wow. Okay. That's a lot. I'm sorry, it's not worth that, man. There's no way in hell My battery. I think my battery's 16%. Is it? Yeah, it's 60%. I gotta charge it. So we might have to go back on the bed soon. Because I gotta charge my iPad. That's a lot, bro. I'm not gonna be there that much. I got things to do, so it's not gonna be that long. So I should be done soon. I just want to see what Eagles do. Um, dude, see, Trey Henderson got overpaid, bro. Yeah, he's not worth it. I'm sorry, dude. Why would the Ravens? The Ravens are such a stupid franchise, man. You know what I'm saying? They're a stupid franchise. They're such a stupid franchise, and they're disgraceful, honestly. I mean, the fact that they're not giving Lamar any help, bro. Like, instead of paying for all that, I mean, they paid for a passer who's 36 years old, bro. They better hope Trey Anderson works out, man, because I'm sorry, I would not pay him that much, but then again, I'm not a GM, so maybe he has more in the tank than I don't know. But 36 years old, Trey Anderson? Mm-mm. Dan Elias said Howie Roseman should go get Max Crosby. I agree. I would love, I mean, if Howie can pull that off, that would be great. Yeah, Ed Kratz said, remember, it was Ravens' Eric DeCosto who sold the Eagles Jai Alexander, being okay to acquire Alexander, retired shortly after being dealt. I don't buy it for a second they were selling on Crosby, especially now they landed Henderson just hours ago. Yeah, I'm sorry, man, but you can't tell me that that GM should be trusted. I mean, he literally gave us, listen, we traded for Jai Alexander, and then 2 minutes later, I mean, a day later after the trade, he retires. Like, you cannot trust that GM. I'm sorry. He's shady as hell. He's shady as hell. And breaking news that Trey Henderson was going to sign with the Colts before the Ravens failed Max Crosby physical prevented him per rap sheet. Don't sleep on the Indianapolis Colts, man. Do not sleep on the Indianapolis Colts. They're known to trade for guys like this, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they want to compete for a Super Bowl, man. You know, I would not be shocked if a team like the Patriots, the Bears, those are the teams that you got to look out for, you know? The Ravens have not said a word yet as a result. So this is from Ari Maruvo from My Sports Update. He's an NFL insider. Ravens have not said a word yet as a result of overall perception around the NFL is that Baltimore's got cold feet on a Max Crosby deal. Realized over the last few days that trade is at a little market and prevented to Henderson, breaking what many view as, let me pull it up. Many view as a trust agreement terms have with each other. Not a single NFL person has been able to explain Baltimore's point of view yet. There's a lot of angry people. Sheesh. So yeah, Ravens have not said a word yet. As a result of overall perception around the NFL is that the Baltimore got cold feet on Max Crosby deal. Realized over the last few days that Trey Henderson has a little market and provided to Henderson, breaking what many view as trust agreement terms have with each other. Not a single NFL person has been able to explain Baltimore's point of view yet. There's a lot of angry people. Yeah, take those picks away if they were doing this shit, man. You gotta start punishing these teams, bro. You cannot let them get away with that. If they did that because of being a douchebags, man, then you gotta take picks away from them. I don't believe in the team should get rewarded for shit they do like this. They should be punished, and they should be punished to the maximum. Like, I'm sorry. That to me is a scummy. That GM should be forced to give up a first round pick to the Raiders automatically. I really do. I'm sorry. And Jeff McClain said the Eagles should at least circle back on Max Crosby value. I mean, what is his value? What is his fucking value? I mean, Max Crosby would be great in Florida. I would love to have Max Crosby. I mean, he said he would love to come to Philly. Hey, you know, if you want to come to Philly, Max, hey. It'd be a great thing. So this is from Underdog NFL. Okay, he is a lot and this is per Adam Cameron Wolf. Max Crosby trade fell out could negatively impact how other teams work with the Ravens. Per Cameron Wolf. Wow. Why would that is just that GM should be fired. I'm sorry. I mean, if you can't work with other teams, then that GM should be fired, man. Because that means that no team's going to trust you in making moves. I think that GM should get fired, bro. If I'm the Ravens owner, I'd be considering firing that GM, bro. Because there's no if that is the truth that Max Crosby trade fell out could negatively impact how other teams work with the Ravens. How are you going to get better? Now they might do what they did to Howie Roseman, and not move up with them. Maybe they'll trade with us now. maybe Howie Roseman will start getting his respect back, man. I'm just saying, man. These people are crummy, bro. I'm telling you. Trey Henderson and a 14 pick, we are so bad. Look at the Raven fans, man. Yeah, we'll see. 28 mil per year absolute steal for Trey Henderson. Is no world should the Ravens have taken Crosby max contract, giving up 2 first for absolute max class buyer. Dude, you paid a 36-year-old. Calm your goofy ass down, man. That's not a steal. A steal would be keeping a 28-year-old that you'd pay 2 for. Imagine you think it's a steal, bro. Give me a break. A steal for what? A 36-year-old guy that's aged? Give me a break. Man, look at this guy. If I'm the Ravens, I'll flip one of those first-round picks for A.J. Brown's sign and Trey Henderson. You're right back in this thing. No one's doing business with you. Did you not hear what the reporters just said? They're pissed at you. Why would anybody want to do business with the Ravens? If I'm the Eagles, I would not do business with no Ravens. After what you did to me last year with the cornerback, man, and then you with the Max Crosby thing, I would not pick up the phone for the Ravens. I don't give a fuck what they offer. You cannot trust them. And a lot of teams are pissed at them. I don't see them having a business relationship like this anymore. I mean, when you get bad business from other teams that don't want to do business with you, yeah. I don't think Howie Roseman want to do business with a guy who's, gave him a corner that retired early on him. And then you have the Max Crosby situation, and teams are starting to see, hey, this guy's a scumbag. I don't think teams want to do business with guys like that, respectfully. I don't think teams want to trade with players like that, man. I'm sorry. That's a scumbag ass fucking GM. I would not do business with.
Buffalo won. Philadelphia.
Max Crosby now back from the Baltimore with the trade of the Ravens off. He headed back to the building in Las Vegas, ready to resume training. That's unfortunate, man. So this is from Sleeper NFL. Teams interested in defense. Max Crosby believe the Raiders won't lower their asking price. They're 2 first-round picks at this time, per Donnie Rossini. Well, I mean. Again, they have no leverage. They're eventually, if they want to bring him back, then bye. If you want to hurt yourself, then that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you're going to afford everybody. I don't think you can afford everybody. Sorry with that. And again, Donnie Rossini can't always be trusted either. She's another person that, I don't take everything she says with a oh yeah, she knows everything. I take it with a grain of salt usually. So Brian Cameron said there's a strong chance the Eagles explore a trade for Jonathan Greenard with Phillips gone. Unless Max Crosby becomes focused, Greenard could be a target. Yeah, I can see that. So this is from Jordan Schultz. Few things on Max Crosby per source. Cowboys don't plan on engaging again. They did the trade for Rashard Gary and ready to welcome him into Dallas. Good. He stinks. Trey Henderson to Baltimore is going to be one to watch tomorrow. He's already signed. The Raiders are not happy at all. I'm sure they're not. They're going through how to proceed with as we speak. No decisions have been made. Players of the Raiders have agreed to terms with have not been told anything. Those deals can be signed tomorrow at 4 p.m. People close to Max Crosby amendment has ahead of schedule and doubting him will only make him stronger. I don't know. Admit. I don't know, man. If you can land Max Crosby, bro, I think that would, I would love that, bro. Just to give a rate, like, I'm sorry. I would love that, Max. I think Max Crosby deserves better, man. The shit he's been through coming to the Eagles would be like okay, there's some good things are happening. So Schefter reported 2 minutes ago the Ravens restructured Lamar Jackson contract created about $40 million in salary cap space. Okay, let's see what they're doing now. And then they're going after AJ Brown. Maybe this is where they go get AJ. So the Ravens created $40 million. Keep your eye on that one. They do got 2 first-round picks. I don't know if I want to do business with them, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. They shady, man. They shady. So this is from Rossini again. Take it with a grain of salt. Ravens, Eagles, Colts are making offers to land Trey Henderson. That was before the Ravens got him. So yeah, Eagles were in the market for a pass rusher. So again, and yeah, the Ravens negotiated with Lamar Jackson's contract yesterday to create more than cap space. They were clearly redying to onboard Max Crosby until the medical was sent. Yeah. All right. So they got some money. We'll see what happens though. Maybe it is for AJ. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't think they're going to get AJ. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. If AJ goes, he goes. I mean, but you got to give up what we asked for. You know what I'm saying? I would personally not trade with the Ravens. I'm sorry. They look shady to me. I don't know, man. So this is from Mike Tenenbaum. The passing team physical completely subjective while rare. Players do sometimes pass one team physical and fail another team. Again, I just think it's weird, bro. Like, you don't see this every day. What is going on with Max Crosby? Why are teams hesitate to trade for him? Because, you can't believe everything you read. But, you can also put two together. I mean, if he had his surgery a while ago, then he should be ready to go, right? What is holding him back? I just think it's weird, man. I don't know. Man. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting what the Eagles do, man. If we can get Max Crosby, that would be awesome. I would love it. Or even, again, a Brisker. And we got to keep our eye on AJ Brown because, yeah, the Ravens do need a receiver. And they could definitely be in the market for a guy like AJ. They got 2 first-round picks, so, give us the 2 first-round picks, man. But I'm not willing to trade AJ. I think that you need to keep him on this football team. But if they do trade him, hey, man, they better have a backup plan for it. Give me those 2 first-round picks so I can go draft a receiver. There are meeting with the Oklahoma receiver Cooper, I think his name is. We'll see what this situation is. I don't know, man. I don't know. My boy Quest said you're not getting AJ. Man, I want AJ here, bro. I do. But if it happens, it happens, man. Listen, it's not the first time we saw players go. It is what it is, man. I gotta get going, man. Appreciate y'all for joining me. Like and subscribe, and if we hear any Eagles news, I'll be back, or I'll be making a video. I gotta make a video about Tariq Woolen and Reek Woolen and the guys we signed, but I'm gonna just recap everything that happens after this free agency is over with. Y'all enjoy your rest of your day. I'll see you on the next one. Go Birds, Flyers Fly. Peace out.